Welcome back to the Pig Trail. It is time for our Hog Hoops report with our Hog Hoops insider, Kevin McPherson. He joins me over the phone right now. And Kevin, let's talk about this disappointing loss that Arkansas had to Missouri. I know one of the things that head coach Eric Musselman really harped on was their shooting and the fact that they missed a lot of those easy point-blank layups. What was going on?
Man, it was one of those games. Sometimes logic defies, or what happens in the game defies logic.
Yeah.
One thing about this team is easy as some of the wins were in the non-conference. One of the struggle points on that team that maybe got missed, but they had some problems finishing at the rim. It was talked about prior to what happened against Missouri, but I think you compact it with a physical veteran Missouri team that really challenges drives to the basket and get into you in a way where they don't draw a lot of fouls necessarily. It's not a rim protecting team so much as it is just a physical team. And I thought Arkansas either overshot or kind of left some short, anticipating contact perhaps. And then once it snowballs, you start missing point-blank stuff where you're not necessarily contested. And I think that's what happened. I mean, two guys we're going to talk about, Connor Vanover and Desi Seals combined for 1 of 21 from the field. Those guys had 40 points in that big win at Auburn. So you throw this one out the door. I mean, those were good looks those guys got. They didn't go down. I don't think you beat up on that. I think you look forward and try to figure something out as you move forward. But when you look at a game like that, Missouri was the number 12 team in the country. They play a certain style. They had a challenging non-conference, whereas Arkansas didn't. And I think there were some missed opportunities in non-conference for Arkansas maybe to get some guys ready in case of another injury, like what happened last year with Isaiah Joe. This time it's Justin Smith. You don't want something like that to happen. But let's face it, if Arkansas has Justin Smith, this is Arkansas's enforcer, 6'7", 230, physical, athletic, plays above the rim. I think if Arkansas has him, they win this game and they get to 10-0. I believe that was really, above all else, all the missed shots. I think that missing ingredient in trying to prepare on short notice with him out, I think that was as big a storyline as anything.
Yeah, and it's going to take them some time to adjust without Justin Smith. He's going to be out for 3 to 6 weeks, I think, with that ankle surgery. How does this impact the team moving forward?
Well, things don't get easier. I mean, Tennessee's, ranked number 7. There are only 2 ranked teams in the SEC coming into this week. It was Missouri, and now it's Tennessee, and you go on the road. And a Tennessee team that has been outstanding but lost at home on Saturday against Alabama. Look, the league has got players. The league has got talent. On any given night, there is no safety for any team, home or away. Arkansas is a big uphill climb for the same reason I just talked about Missouri. You're talking about another outstanding defensive team, wants a grind game for defensively, wants to really make it hard to get shots off. They've been one of the better teams in the country at doing it. The Vols have. So Arkansas goes to another matchup that's not necessarily a favorable matchup without Justin Smith. And I think really when I look at Arkansas's rotation, there's probably one spot when I look back to the non-conference that I thought maybe there could have been minutes funneled to other guys, maybe some younger freshman players. There may be some tweaks that have to be made in these next few days in that rotation that could actually help Arkansas. And I really don't think Arkansas is going to have another game where they miss as many close-range shots as they do. They're going to have a chance to go in Tennessee and compete, and I expect they will.
Let's hope it's an improvement from that Missouri game, Kevin. But let's also talk a little bit about recruiting. Nick Smith Jr. is a guy we want to bring up right now, 2022 guy, and he's narrowing his list down to his top 10 pretty soon.
He is, and this is really the first guy. You look at Joseph Pinion out of Morrilton that committed to Arkansas, but there are 6 players, including Pinion and Smith, in that 2022 class in state that have Arkansas offers, and Smith will be the first one to actually narrow a list down. He's got 20-plus high major offers, just reported an offer from North Carolina, recently had an offer from Kansas. Obviously he's had his Arkansas offer for well over a year. He took an unofficial visit. Remember back when players could visit campus? That was back in August of 2019. But Arkansas has maintained that relationship as a priority. Virtual meetings, phone calls, texts. He's going to announce his top 10 on Tuesday. I expect Arkansas to be in there. It's going to be a who's who of some of the best programs in college basketball. But Nick Smith Jr., 6'4" combo guard, I call him an alpha scorer, alpha mentality, very talented player, ranked number 25 in the nation. He's the highest-rated 4-star, one slot away from being a 5-star. I think he'll eventually get there. But 6'4" with his length and his ability to go get baskets at all 3 levels, and he's a good facilitator as well. He's built to be a plus defender as he matures and grows in the game. This would be a huge pickup for whoever gets him, but we're going to find out who his top 10 schools are in 2 days.
All right, Kevin McPherson, thanks so much for your time and your insight. Always great catching up with you, but that's going to do it for our Hog Hoops report. We're going to be back with more on the pig trail after the break.